Hey, welcome back to Tetris Tuesdays at 10. I'm Ryan, and it's kind of the end of an era around here. I feel like we get kind of into these crop of games. We had MirrorSoft going on for a good 7 episodes, 8 episodes, and lately we've been on the Spectrum Holobyte kick to great result, I think. Some of my favorites so far, even just beginning with that DOS version. That black and red DOS version, and peaking probably at the Macintosh 2 version so far, for my money. But love them all. Apple II version included. I still don't know what happened with the Apple II version. Does anybody really have an answer to that? That thing is a mess. All apologies if you worked on the Apple II. The graphics, it's just the way the pieces fit together. Don't go look it up. We are going to do the last of the Spectrum Holobyters today in the Amiga version. We've already done an Amiga version. Gosh, what episode was that? If I were to guess, it would be wrong. But it was the MirrorSoft version, which honestly made it a little bit difficult to find. Not difficult, it took me a few extra minutes. With a lot of these, if you're searching, you can kind of find them on, there have been a few sites that I've been patronizing actually. Mac Repository, like they have very simple names too. It's like oldgamesdownload.net or something like that. I'll look it up. I'll shout you guys out in a few, but relatively easy to get a hold of if you need to. It just throws a wrench in the works when there's two Amiga versions not too far away from each other. So a lot of what people list as, because some of these sites don't care. They're not so curated as they are. Like you'll even get, it'll be a package of files and it'll be the exact same package, exact same names on all the different files from different sites. So to some extent, somebody's just creating another spot rather than actually doing any curating, or a lot of times their wiki entry, if you could call it that, is really just bad. So it took me a few more minutes to find this actual Amiga version, the Spectrum Holobyte Amiga version, as opposed to the MirrorSoft version. And the Tetris wiki does actually have a little bit of story to it. It says the Amiga and the Atari ST versions, again, Atari ST is going to not get represented in this crop of games. We did the same for the MirrorSoft. It's just way too close to, I think, the Amiga version again. So quite possibly I'm about to explain that and interrupted myself. The Amiga and Atari ST versions were initially designed by John Jones Steele, who programmed the conversions of MirrorSoft's Tetris for the same platforms previously. However, the initial approach of auto-converting the original 8086 code to 68000 code had issues with poor performance and other bugs. As such, Nexa programmers, Nexa was the company that Spectrum Holobyte had very recently merged with, I believe, when this came out. Kevin Seghetti and Gary Poon took over the Amiga and Atari ST projects to clean them up for release. And clean is a word I would use, actually, for these. In fact, why don't we just get right to it? I'm emulating this week by way of FSUAE. If you'll remember, for the last Amiga one, I didn't emulate because, on my computer, that is, I didn't have a real Amiga, because when I got in there to do it, speaking of which, when I got in there to do it, my keyboard wouldn't work. And couldn't figure out why until I found an actual manual for that version of the game. And it pointed out that it would not work without a joystick, which Tetris with a joystick, still, maybe it's something I gotta try. Doesn't seem right. Actually, might be something I do try. It won't be because I don't have a joystick. But I found the arcade version of Tetris. I haven't got it up and running yet, so I don't know. That might be something we go back to with the next one. If not, we'll talk about that after this episode. So I got my keyboard hooked up now. Was going to it because it does look pretty clean. Is that where I was headed with that? Emulating this week by way of FSUAE, that's what it was. So this version does have keyboard support. So this will work. I said as I clicked over. The way this emulator works is kind of like Basilisk 2, the one that I did for a second with the Mac version of the game, in that it's got a launcher, so it makes window capture a little bit funky, so I had to pause it here right in the middle of it, and I don't think I'll need to rearrange the screen here, but we'll find out. Oh, and before you get an earful in the wrong way, let's make sure I'm on the same page with you as far as audio goes. Okay. So, let's resume. Oh, okay, good. There was a chance it was just going to quit out. Been paused there for a little bit, so the longer something's paused, I feel like the less hopeful I am. Make sure you're actually getting the audio here. You are. We're good. I'm not positive about the aspect going, like why there's a big white bar at the bottom there. There's a lot of things I don't know. That's going to be the one I don't know for this week. It comes with the same scroll we've been seeing for a lot of the Tetris Holobyte. Nice. Spectrum Holobyte versions. And this song does sound pretty familiar. Like this isn't too far off, I think, from what we've seen and heard so far. But I think, especially for last time I emulated. Actually, I guess I don't know. I used the Analog Pocket. I don't actually know what Amiga version or platform, or not platform, model the Amiga's emulating there. This is the 1200. So I don't know if that has to do with anything, but still the music just rocking. So let's hope the keyboard. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we're on an Amiga here. I can use an actual mouse. Interesting bit. It finally defaults to height 0 instead of height 10. I feel like that's the first time that's happened, strangely enough. I guess we'll find out. And we're using the editor's hotkeys again, JKL. I did find the button for, I was searching around earlier. We'll do one Tetris for the show. Well, we'll try. No option for continuous music on this one. That's the one where it just kind of doesn't play that song on a loop. But boy, I really need a specific piece right now, don't I? See, this is, should we make it so I need 2 lines? Why not? We're stupid. This is fantastic. This is going great. Pile OS pieces. All right, we're gonna cut our losses here. Already, going great. What if I just never get a line? Okay, that worked. Do you hear that? That's my favorite part of this one. Every line is a gunshot. Wish I knew the story behind that one. I mean, I guess it's better than no sound, but was not expecting that choice. Wow, this is I don't know if we're coming back from this one. The gunshot really drives it home too. Doing this poorly already? What if you were shot? Pretty clean though, right? Like this is a real good looking. Oh, come on. I'm not going to do anything good with that. Again, you're not really scoring unless you're hard dropping, so I'm not really scoring. If I get some more. There's the line. Can't save it. Ah, no sound effects while the music is playing. So that is something that often happened with these, I've noticed. Dang it. There we go. And there we go. Hey, just like that. Pretty sure the same music stingers, I feel like. Is that still appropriate? As the Mac version for sure. That's the one that sits most recently in my mind. But again, I feel like it's music we've been hearing for a lot of the Spectrum Holobyte ones. Bringing it back. Gonna rescue. I mean, okay. I was gonna say we can't really rescue unless we start getting some lines. This is the nasty one. Yeah, okay. It's like a lambada or something. Pretty darn readable though. The bright colors and solid lines and Alright, back where we started. Back when I said let's do one Tetris for the show. Cleaned it all up. We're gonna still need a few lines. Let's put it over here. Don't like that one. It's more of a cannon shot, I guess. Oh, is scoring different? I read something that made me think there was a few changes, certainly since the last Amiga version. It's still all about hard dropping, so again, that's why. I feel like that version might have been better than the Mac version, actually. That got kind of nuts there. The song, that is. Let's see if I can explain the scoring. No, I can't. It's moving too fast now. It's going to stay in the time that it takes a piece to fall. Doing too good to look back now. Lucked out on that L piece. Did I even hear this song last time? Might not have. What am I on, 63? Level 6? Yeah, we got to level 6. Wasn't the Mac version the one where I actually did pretty well? Anybody remember? I do find it interesting, obviously the minute differences, but the choices that get made after so many have been made already. You know, like how many games have we played? Why did I do that? Because I'm a Tetris fanatic. Oh boy. Like how many have we played? There we go. Without cannon fire, and just somebody somewhere assigned to this version was like, what if we put in the cannon fire? What if a line is a gunshot? wonder if that's something in the evolution of, you know, because again, Tetris is not really worth anything and strategically not. See, these graphics, I don't even. I do remember this song because it's straight up the Nutcracker, right? Am I going crazy? But I don't recognize these graphics. Some of these I feel like have been not repurposed, but certainly Amiga versions of what we saw on, at the very least, where is that going to go? Some of the Apple games. Aha, I did it. Successfully did not set myself up for a Tetris. It's harder than it looks. Okay, I just ruined. I did it. Get over. Okay. 9. Holy crud. And looking good. Why? Okay, well, I guess I already needed a line to progress over there anyway. Definitely feel like I have not been... Oh, I should have just taken it. Oh, no, I got a line. Should have just taken the... Hard dropping again. What do I do if I actually beat a Tetris? Do I stop? I'm at 102. Does this just keep going? When does a Tetris end? Usually when I die. Okay. Cosmonauts. I don't think... Oh, that... No, that's not good. Again, I don't think there is, strictly speaking... Like, it's not... It shouldn't... Oh, boy. Jeez. No. Oh, a line. What do I do with those? Managed chaos at this point. Oh, dang it. Oh, no. Oh. Oh. One more line. Come on. Nope. That's not going to happen. Hey, I feel like that was... I don't think I've gotten that far on a Tetris. First place, too. Look at that. Hard to beat. They didn't even put in some filler scores on the leaderboard there. It's fine. One of these, I forget which one it was now. Might have been the Mac version, because it was obviously just a floppy that had been dumped. Had high scores already in there, like some dude, like not, you know, placeholders. It's kind of funny. It's like Kevin, except it wasn't. I don't know what it was. Well, shoot. Can't not go again, right? After such a grand showing. Can I even beat that? That's the question. Who starts with an S piece? So yeah, if I do get into these early and kind of start poking around, at the very least to make sure I know what the keys are, because those have changed, although I feel like for the Spectrum Holobyte versions, we've been using the editor hotkeys across the board. And in this one, I was able to find... I can beat my score if I don't do as many Tetrises as last time. Because then I will be able to hard drop more often. Remember how ugly that game got at the beginning? That was not bad. But this one, while it does use the editor's hotkeys, I couldn't find anything but, like if you hit 1, you can turn on next, which has been a thing since the beginning, right? Since the Electronica 60 even, I believe. But it has always been a penalty, so I keep it off to get the maximum amount of points, even though I've never cared about the points possibly ever before. Wow. Not loving anything that's going on here. Are we going to have another O tower in the corner over there again? Not going to wait for it, just going to take it. It's the cello in that one that gets you. Not gonna wait for it. Not gonna wait for it. Still not as ugly as the last game. I mean, if you don't count when stuff got ugly towards the end there, last game, I haven't made a mistake. I mean, I haven't, you know, had some really stupid, in fact, this isn't terribly pretty right now either, but I haven't like accidentally hit the drop button when I meant to hit the rotation button or anything like that yet. I was hoping to find in hitting all those buttons while I was preparing for this, because there are screenshots I feel like where it shows kind of like the Mac version did, like you can put the stats screen up there. You can put a little readout that tells you what the graphics are representing. Because still, I you know, still like the graphics for these right here. Is it Guerra? Am I starting to learn names now? Dan Guerra did the graphics. Not the right L piece. You were incorrect. And I'm just going to take the L, not wait for the L. Ooh, O tower in the middle this time. Who could have seen it coming? Let's see if I do this. I'm going to need a line. I feel like I haven't seen a line in a while, so, right, we're about due. I won't bother telling you about the 7-bag system for how many shows in a row here, but I am not guaranteed a line piece, as you probably could have told by the last game, regardless. Oh boy, that's going nowhere pretty. Just as I thought we were starting to clean things up here. Probably should have put that over there on the left. Probably should not get 3 of the same LPs in a row. Jeez, fine. Fine again. Hey, that worked out. Let's see if it keeps working out. It did keep working out. So it's not the 7-bag system, right? So I'm not guaranteed any certain piece, which I'm not good enough to read that stuff anyways. I know there's some people that actually can use that to their advantage. I am not one of them. I can't notice what pieces I haven't been getting and account for that in a way that I can then place them strategically. But I'm curious if there is some natural... Probably should have put that on the left. Oh, good, I got another one. So that'll fix... Oh, I've got 3 in a row. It's fine. That's normal. I should have put that on the left. Oh, got another shot. But I wonder if there is some... I would not be surprised, because again, Tetris has endured. It's that was lucky. There is something basic to it, you know, like Alexei did happen onto something. It's like he discovered a chess, you know, like it's one of those games. So for that reason, I'm curious if there isn't, you know, some way, even with, it's probably mathematically even there's an answer to this, that even without the 7-bag system, there is kind of a, let's put it over there, let's not wait, a math to it. Sounds stupid when I say it like that, but it also looks stupid when I play it like this. So take your pick. Gonna need a line there. You know, that piece I just got barely. Oops, should have put it there anyway. Give me another. Nope, that was not what I was gonna say. Oh, that kind of worked out. Didn't mean to do that. Still need a line. That is not a good piece to have right now. Okay, that's a little better. Still gonna need a line though. No, I'm not gonna do that. This is what I'm bad at, by the way. If you've ever wondered, I don't know how you could up till this point, but like strategic, attrition Tetris. I'm no good at it. I'm no good at, you know, taking the bad in pursuit of the good, which, you know, can serve a person. Certainly don't want to create spaces where it's going to make an issue for me, but I would be much lower. Oh boy. Worst possible way to get to where I just got. Jeez. 2 lines side by side. 3, now I need 3 lines. Taking the L, getting the line. Nope, okay, yeah, that's actually what I was looking at. Oh, shoot. Was not allowed any wall kicks for that one. Not sure it mattered. Wow, no wall kicks for that either? What is happening? Oh boy. Yeah, it always goes so quickly. There's no way I beat my first one on that, right? No. by a good 1,000 plus. So I think we probably get the idea of Spectrum Holobyte's Tetris at this point. Let's see how long we've been getting the idea for. 30 minutes. You know, what the heck? One more. What's Tetris if you don't play one more? Just one more. Click to continue. I would love to play these on a real machine. You know, I don't have any experience with microcomputing, so to speak. 3 lines in a row. Fantastic. What could go wrong? The closest I had, and I should really look up what the heck it was. It was this blue and gray machine, I believe. It had its own little readout on it. Just like a normal, what is that? A dot matrix, right? You know, like a alarm clock looking thing. No, dot matrix is the printer. Is dot matrix the display too? It's been a while since I've thought about that. And you could write your own little programs, you know, like 10, and then write a command, and then 20, go to 10, and then have to unplug it or take out the batteries because it would just get stuck in an endless loop. So it wasn't anything, I mean, I guess I remember it, but it wasn't, you know, like a ZX or a Acorn or anything like that. It wasn't anything fancy by any means. Wow. Kind of lucked out with that line. I don't want to put myself in a position where I need another one. Okay, there we go. But I don't remember the name of it. It did not endure, obviously. Again, it wasn't anything, you know, it wasn't one of the big brands that was making something that was, you know, kind of making waves or was adopted by school systems or certainly anything like that. So it was a toy more than an actual computer. But would be fun to figure that out. I haven't even tried to look it up. It's not that I've tried and can't find anything. I just haven't recalled enough details about it to actually do a Google search. So just sitting here and in the Tetris zone and thinking about it. Okay, there it is. That's the mistake. Let's see. I shouldn't be able to do this because there's no wall kicks. This is what I would do. Yeah, so there's nothing I could do right there. Okay. Later Tetris games would allow you to kind of kick, you know, if you're up against the wall, cannot rotate, it would kick the piece out for you. Lots of, I don't want to call them concessions, but I'm sure there were some controversial decisions made over the years that people don't even think about anymore. I mean, the big one has always been the infinite spin. Is that what we call it? Which that's what I've been trying to call it, actually. Yeah, there are moments where towards the end of that first game when I was doing well that felt like I was getting an infinite spin. It's not an infinite spin, but it felt like it was actually giving me some time before the piece locked in that I could spin it a bit. I don't know if it's got to be purposeful, right? That wasn't just a hardware limitation, right? I guess I don't know. So now that I have made a mistake, put a piece down where I was not meaning to put a piece down. Still pretty good for as much as I've played this already. So if there were a readability score to Tetris games, this would be up there. Gross. That is the worst piece for right now. Something about getting a draw like that and then having to listen to a gunshot. Just... This one shows up in other Tetris games, right? This song? Am I crazy? This is the song I used to open the show, isn't it? That's probably what I'm thinking. Which is, yeah, Korubeniki. It's the title. It's a Russian title. I don't know how to say it. I'm not having a stroke. I should look that up. I should know these things. Again, the guy that does the weekly Tetris show. You could say this about any of my shows on the channel, though. The guy that does the weekly show about this doesn't know a lot about this. That's the bit. Learning as I go and not afraid to admit it. Yeah, see, that one had lots of dinglies in it. Lots of dinglies. Lots of jinglies. Don't enjoy that. No. There we go. My quest to beat Ryan first. We can do it. Hard dropping like crazy. Putting O pieces where they don't belong. We can do it. Not making more work than for ourselves and absolutely necessary. Getting an L piece where we need it. Using an L piece where we shouldn't. Finally getting a line. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I don't know about any of these. Probably should have put that over there, actually. Gross. No, don't do that. You did it. Might as well go for broke. What am I doing? That's not... Nobody wants to see that. Okay, fine. Okay. Where? No, not at the O-piece parade. Okay, there's the line. Oh, we're way past hard dropping at this point. I just hard dropped. Oh, okay. I don't know. Oh boy. Hey, this might work out. We can do this. Still need a line, but as long as I don't get an O piece. Come on. Stop giving me O pieces. There's the line. This is not looking good. Come on. Nope. Nope. Ooh, one more. Nope, 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 nope. Ooh, look at that. Almost looked like I did that on purpose. Nope. Yeah, okay. Well, When has one more game ever come back to bite anybody? Ryan third, probably in third. Yep, look at that. Nothing if not consistent, although only 200 points away from Ryan second, so. All right, that's Tetris for the Amiga, technically 1200. And that's Tetris Tuesdays. At 10 for this week. Next week, hinted at what we might be doing. Tempted to say it's getting exciting, but it's been exciting if you haven't noticed. We're heading into the bulletproof software stable of Tetris games, and I do not know what I'm going to do. I have one particular bulletproof software version that I know I'll be able to play. Go watch the trailer for this series. But a lot of these are for machines that I have not even looked into emulating. So given the emulation scene, how it's not let me down in the least so far, I think we'll be okay. But I don't know which one I'm going to start with, because there are at least, again, according to the Tetris Wiki, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 versions of, 7 bulletproof software versions of Tetris before we get to the one for the Famicom. This is the one I'm talking about, and that is the one that I do have. You know what? What the heck? Just to give you a taste of things to come, I would love to have physical copies of every version of Tetris that we do, but not possible. I don't even know. I think this is legit. Like it's. I know. Believe it or not, knockoffs are an issue, but I think Tetris was so copiously printed, made, produced that it's not out of the ordinary to be able to get an import version of the Famicom version of Tetris for $20 plus shipping from Japan, but still well worth the price, I'd say. So I know we're going to play this bulletproof software version of Tetris. Probably not next week unless every single one of these platforms falls through on me, but if I'm able to go in order, no dates here. With the Spectrum Holobyte version, I at least had a rough chronology throughout 1988. That last one we played, by the way, was in December of 1988. So if we had done the Atari ST version, it would have been in 89. But I don't. All it says is November 18th, 1988 for these bulletproof software versions of Tetris on the Fujitsu MX2 NEC and the Sharp series of computers. So hopefully I get to play one of those, or we go back and maybe I get that arcade version of Tetris up and running. We'll see. But it'll be next week. It'll be Tuesday. It'll be 10 o'clock. So that much I can promise. Yeah. If you're interested in anything else on the channel, you should see a cinematic probably this week as well for Martial Arts of Shaolin, a Lau Kar Lung film with Jet Li. It's kind of an outlier, but one that was recommended by a YouTube fellow that had a very knowledgeable top 10 list of Lau Kar Lung films. So that should be fun regardless. I've already started watching it. So that will definitely be this week. I've got a few other things in the cooker that are take a little bit more time to produce, and I'm having to split my time between some client work to pay the bills. So if you want to help pay the bills, you can go over to patreon.com/Ryan_runs_ and sign up for a monthly. It's just $2 at the very bottom. I'm not looking to get rich here. If I get, I'm looking for people, like-minded folks. So the more of those I find, the better. I don't care if they sign up for $2 or I think the top tier is like $100, but that's if like you want to actually me to consult for you, which is fine. You know, I would love to. I've got a lot to talk about and a lot to share. And in the real world, when I do client work, that's my going rate, more or less. So go check that out on Patreon. Get yourself some perks too while you're at it. Otherwise, you can go to PayPal, and it's just a one-time donation. There's a button somewhere not far from where you're at right now. So I appreciate it so much. Appreciate it if you're here. I appreciate it if you watch. I appreciate it if you donate. All of the above. You're great.